Hi, I'm Doug McKinlay and you're watching Adorama TV. For this episode, I'm going to take a look at some of the work produced by photographers who influenced me when I was younger and who continue to influence me today. Now, the list is long and continues to get longer almost on a daily basis. However, with our limited time, I'll have to stick to 3 or 4. But that doesn't mean I can't name drop. Some of the photographers I would look at for inspiration in the documentary reportage street arena would be Steve McCurry, Paula Bronstein, Martin Parr, Dominic Cullen, Robert Capa, Diane Arbus, James Nadeway, and of course, Henri Cartier-Bresson. And I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg here. So, the 4 I've chosen to look at from my list are Henri Cartier-Bresson, Robert Capa, Steve McCurry, and James Nadeway. I've chosen these photographers because they influenced me greatly at different times, both as a teenage amateur and later as a professional. I'm not sure who to start with, Robert Capa or Cartier-Bresson. I think Cartier-Bresson, only because he's probably better known, and I came to him first as a teenager when I began to take photography seriously. Cartier-Bresson is definitely one of the giants of photojournalism, and his pictures are a great reflection of mid-20th century life. He was one of the first photographers to use the 35mm format in a small Leica rangefinder camera. His style was a juxtaposition of anonymity and intimacy, something he said he was able to develop due to Leica's small size. He first trained as an artist, a painter, and you can see this in his intricate compositions. But unlike the painter, he recognized that the photojournalist has a creative fraction of a second when to take the picture. You must know with intuition when to click the shutter button, he said. This is the moment the photographer is creative, which became known as Cartier-Bresson's decisive moment. A maxim by which all photojournalists live by even today. We are constantly looking for that split second when all the drama comes together. Unfortunately, it's always with mixed results. While Cartier-Bresson may have been the Mozart of photography, Capa was definitely the Guns N' Roses. He was flamboyant, gregarious, and brave, but above all, extremely talented. You just have to look at his surviving images of the D-Day landings in Normandy or some of his work from the Spanish Civil War to get a sense of how he operated. They're haunting. He famously said, if your pictures aren't good enough, then you're not close enough. Again, one of those maxims that all photojournalists still live by today. Now, I'm not advocating anybody putting themselves in harm's way. I just think that by looking at the work of both Cartier-Bresson and Capa, arguably the 2 photographers at the forefront of modern photojournalism, you'll start to get a sense of how the genre has developed over the past 6 or 7 decades. I think ultimately what these 2 photographers passed on to future generations is that photojournalism is about living in the moment, about being not only compassionate about the world around them, but excited about it too. And of course, getting it on pixels. The next 2 photographers whose work I've always respected are Steve McCurry and James Nadeway. I'll start with Steve McCurry. Now, he's best known for the Afghan girl photograph that ran on the cover of the National Geographic in June of 1985. It might be a defining image for McCurry, but he's so much more than that one picture. One of the main reasons why I've chosen him today and why I've always loved his work is his use of color. So much of old school photojournalism is black and white, which I absolutely love. But with Steve McCurry's work, he shows that stunning and emotional images can be made in color too. His travel portraits are mesmerizing and have a real painterly quality. And his use of available light is truly inspiring. I don't think I'd be a photographer today if I hadn't discovered Steve McCurry. He's the one photographer I keep coming back to, the one I still think I could learn a lot from, and he continues to produce amazing work even now. Moving on to James Nadeway. I think the only word I can come up with when talking about James Nadeway is awe. I'm in awe of him. When it comes to modern photojournalism, few can match not only Nadeway's skill with a camera, but his approach to the world around him. He once said, "I have been a witness, and these pictures are my testimony. The events I've recorded should not be forgotten and must not be repeated." He often calls himself an anti-war photographer. And in that regard, his work can sometimes be difficult to look at. But for those who want to follow in the footsteps of great documentary photographers, Nadeway's pictures should be mandatory viewing. In my opinion, he is one of the greatest living photojournalists, and I rank him up there with Capa any day of the week. The common thread that binds these 4 photographers together, and the others, is their approach to the world around them. They don't shy away from what they see and experience. They get intimately involved. And for documentary photographers looking for inspiration, you could do worse than studying not only these greats, but those who follow in their footsteps. Thanks for watching, and I'm Doug McKinlay for Adorama TV. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to Adorama TV for more great videos. And we really want to know what you think, so send us your comments or like and share this video. And please come by the Adorama Learning Center for more great tips and tricks.